Hello, everyone. I hope everybody had a great weekend and you're nice and relaxed, ready to start your week. Now, we're going to get into the sign of the beaver again. But before we do, I just want to remind you that your rough drafts are due on Tuesday. I have received some already. I have not graded them yet. I will be grading them in the next day or so. And then between the rough draft, I've changed your due date for the final draft, which remember has to be typed until Monday, a week from tomorrow. So May 11th is when the polished draft will be due. But in the meantime, we're going to get caught up with the sign of the beaver and get moving on, okay? So today we're going to talk about chapter 16. Now, some of you may not be up to chapter 16 yet. Some of you may be ahead. But chapter 16 is where we need to be. All right, so Matt sits in the cabin doorway, and he's wishing that he could tell his dad about the bear that they had killed. But this gets him worrying about his dad. Like, why isn't he back yet? He's wondering why he hasn't come back. Is something bad happened to them? What's going on exactly? Well, Matt hugs himself because he just can't get rid of this cold that he feels in his gut. Suddenly, a war-painted Indian comes into the cabin, walked into the clearing, and Matt jumps, but it's only Etienne. So he comes by to invite Etienne to the bear feast. Matt wastes no time in saying yes. He's so excited, and he follows Etienne to the village. It's a long walk, and it's getting really dark. And Matt is very confused and tired, but he refuses to complain at all because he's just so excited that he was invited. They cross the river in a canoe, and finally arrive. And again, Matt is just thrilled. We see his excitement in various ways in this story. They arrive at the village, and all kinds of, they're in their best clothing. The Indians are. He sees the fire and the boiling kettles of meat, and the Indians all milling around, walking around, and but nobody really pays attention to Matt except the row of people that are actually facing him, who stare at him with blank faces, like, who is this guy here? Then Sackness, he gets up and he starts in a speech. And he's looking very king-like, and in his, his paint and his finery, and he welcomes Matt to the feast. Others repeat his welcome, and then it's party time. Sackness motions for quiet. He takes a swig from a long pipe and offers it to Etienne. Etienne joins him in the circle and takes a swig himself. Then he speaks and acts out the story of the killing of the bear. Now it's time to dance. And the dance is kind of it's kind of like a snake-like Native American Congo line kind of forms. And they weave around the fire at the rhythm of a rattlesnake. Etienne yanks Matt into the line, and Matt soon follows the rhythm, and he gets the movement. And soon he just really feels like he belongs. And Matt hasn't felt like he's belonged anywhere in quite a while since his dad left. So they're dancing, and Matt is starting to get really exhausted, and he's hungry. And finally, it's ready to eating time, and he scarfs down the delicious bear stew. And he notices something, though. He notices that Etienne hasn't eaten anything, and he wonders why. So Matt goes and asks him why, and Etienne explains that since he killed the bear, he doesn't eat it. That's just a tradition. So Matt can tell, though, that he's very proud and doesn't mind it at all. So as the night goes on, Matt's starting to get very sleepy, but the Indians keep talking and laughing and partying. And as the Indians start to tell another story, Matt just can't keep his head up anymore. So Etienne brings Matt into a wigwam along with a mat for him to curl up on. And Matt wakes up once and hears the Indians still dancing, and he falls right back to sleep. So tomorrow we'll talk about chapter 17 and maybe chapter 18. By the end of the week, we're going to go over all the way up through chapter 21. Okay? So try to get some reading done. Work on your paper, your rough draft. All right? And I'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email. Have a great night.